Eric Larson here with a new video. This one is about avoiding sketch confusion, and it's one of a series of videos which I've created. First, we have to say Fusion is trademark of Autodesk because it's their product and it's a good one. Anyway, this video is about how to avoid some common problems that will cause confusion and frustration for a designer. There's two things that can hang you up, and I've wrestled with these problems a lot myself when I was first starting to use Fusion. So the first thing that can hang you up is a profile which should be closed. You expect it to be closed, but for some reason it isn't, and this prevents you from doing the things with that profile that you would like. And another thing which can confuse you is having more than one sketch visible on the same plane at the same time. So, in previous videos, we showed 4 different ways of creating solid bodies: extruding, revolving, lofting, and sweeping. Each of these methods requires a closed 2-dimensional profile. So, we will jump now into Fusion and show our favorite 50 millimeter cube. I'm sure everyone really hates the 50 cube by this point, but let's start with a sketch on the XZ plane, and we can do a 2-point rectangle centered at the origin. Click. All set. Hit enter. D for dimension. It's 50. This one is 50. All set. And you can see that this sketch is now fully defined. The outline is black. Hit escape to get out of sketching mode. There we go. Okay. Now we've got a closed profile. Finish the sketch. Go back to hit the home button. If we click on it, we see that we can create a profile. If you look down here at the lower right, you will see that we have a profile selected. If we type E for extrude, we can extrude this no problem. And if we type in 50, there we go. We've got our favorite 50 cube. And that's obviously the correct way of doing things. But and we can get rid of this, but let's go back to our sketch, and let's say that instead of doing things the right way or the easy way, we decided that instead of using a 2-point rectangle, we created our rectangle using a series of lines. Okay, and let's say that, last, okay, I didn't want that last thing in there, and we can delete that. Okay, now we have 3, let's see, we actually have 4 lines, but we don't have a closed profile. If we finish that sketch and go back and turn on visibility to it, go back to our home, click home. It's a little bit hard to see. It's a little bit hard to see this sketch, and so I'm gonna go back and edit this and put in some dimensions. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to just change this dimension to be a driven dimension. Okay, and now, well, maybe not. Okay, let's toggle that. All right. Well, I'm a little. Okay, we need to have some more dimensions on this thing to make it there. Okay, now we see that all of our lines are black. That means everything's fully defined. All the lines and points are firmly constrained in two-dimensional space, and there's no blue lines, it's black. So if we finish our sketch and go back to our three-dimensional view, now we see a nice dark sketch, and what we can see is that it's not a closed profile. If we click on this, the only thing that we can select here are lines. If we try to click in the middle of it, we don't get a profile, and hence we cannot do any extrude or any other operations on this using this profile. So let's go back and edit this. What's the simple way to fix it? Obviously, you could just click on this point and drag it down, but we can't really do that because it's constrained by this dimension. So if we right-click on it and make it a driven dimension, we should now be able to move it, and you see that we can. Now we've dragged it down, and you also see that Fusion has created a coincident constraint. There are two coincident constraints here, and you can see that they were both put in for us. We didn't create them explicitly. I think that the first coincident constraint says that the first line starts at the origin, and then I think the second coincident constraint says that the final point of this line is also coincident with the origin or the point which we created the first line. Okay, so now if we finish our sketch, go hit home, now we see that we can click on it and we can create a profile. And if we say create E for extrude, or just hit the E key, you can see that we could extrude that no problem. Okay, easy to fix. But let's go back here, and instead of let's say that instead of really doing things the right way, I don't want that. Well, we'll just delete that line, and we'll create another one. And let's say that instead of fixing this in the right way, we did it the wrong way. So we've got our sketch here, and instead of really fixing it correctly, we will select the XZ plane and create another sketch. And in this case, we will create the sketch kind of on top of the other one. We can create a line here, click here, come down to here, hit enter. Now we're all done creating, and it all looks pretty good. But it's actually really confusing because we have two sketches visible. It looks like we have a closed profile when we don't. If we turn off visibility of the first sketch by clicking on the eyeball, you see only sketch 4. You can see that it's just a simple line. If we turn off sketch 4 and turn on sketch 3, we see our profile here, which is not closed. All right, well, let's finish our sketching that we're editing. We go back here, and we see that both sketches are visible. But if we click on things, all we can do is click on various lines, and we can't get our profile. If we click here in the middle, we don't get anything telling us that we've selected a profile. And this can be really confusing because you think, my God, it looks correct. I don't know what's wrong. But the problem is that you simply don't have a correct profile. You don't have a closed profile because you have too many sketches. So let's we see that this is kind of, if we wanted to clean this up, we would simply delete the simplest sketch, which is this one, and say, yeah, we want to delete it. Okay. Oh, damn. Pardon my French. I think I deleted the wrong one. Well, I will undo the delete. All right. I don't think I wanted to delete that one. I wanted to keep. Sketch 3 is the one that I want to keep, and sketch 4 is the one that I want to delete because it's simple. And now if I edit sketch 3, I can go in and fix this correctly and simply dragging it, finish the sketch. Now we have a closed profile. Everything's cool. Hit E for extrude. We can extrude no problem. Okay, very cool. All right, let's go back to our slides and view the slideshow. Okay, so now we're back out of Fusion, and here's a summary of how to avoid trouble. Generally, for any given plane, there should be only one sketch. You edit an existing sketch to create features rather than creating a new sketch. When editing a sketch, you will almost always turn off visibility to other sketches or solid bodies. Now, these are not rigid rules. There are times when we want to see the details of a solid body so that our sketch can be aligned with it. Okay? Recap. Closed profiles are needed for extrude, revolve, loft, and sweep. Have only one sketch per plane, and only have one sketch visible at a time. Pretty simple. Just ways to avoid confusion and trouble. And that's about all. So, Eric Larson signing off from Silicon Valley. Hope to see you in the next video. Hope you liked it.